Hi everyone! These are some yoga pants. These yoga pants are made from a recycled camisole that was damaged, so I have enough left to make another pants. So they're a very stretchy material, and they also feature an elastic band in the waist. Do boy and girl dolls. So make it 8.5 inches long. And then make it 4.5 inches wide, 11.5 centimeters by 21.5 centimeter for the long. Okay, so make this out, and then to make girl pants, I turn it over and I have this girl one on the other side. So we have 2.5 centimeters, or about 1 inch. You want to fold down to get your girl size. This middle here, where you're gonna, this is 13 centimeter, or about 5 inches. Once you make this square and then fold down for your girl adjustment, then just fold this in half and make a little cut so that it's going to be like a long triangle. So just go ahead and start here and cut it in just a little bit. It doesn't have to be perfect because you're not even really cutting out. You're just cutting the fabric in a line, but you want to be able to fit your scissors in there. The shorts line here, so if you're going to make shorts instead, the shorts line for Barbie and Ken is 3.25, or about 8 centimeters up. Okay, so this is, alright, don't laugh because I know it's on a boy. So this was actually a t-shirt that the girls grew out of. So it had these designs in the middle, and it kind of had a color fade. Let me just kind of show you his pants. So here's the pants. I used the natural hemline from the bottom of the shirt for his pants. So there's elastic in the pants. I did them a slightly different way than I'm going to show you. So I'll show you the shirt. It goes on with a hook and loop closure all down the side. So it goes on really easily, fits right over everything. So I'll show you the inside so you can kind of see what I did here. Just kind of at a glance. Okay, so this mold is great. I mean, not mold. I'm used to saying mold because I'm a soap maker. This pattern is great. So if you can make one of these up, it's great because it works for shirts and pants for boys and girls. So that's awesome. So here is that shirt. And it's a 95% cotton and 5% spandex shirt that I'm recycling into these pants here. So you can see where I cut yesterday. And there's where I'm going to cut today. So I'll lay this out just as soon as I get it lined up the right way. Okay. Perfect. So let's see, I'm doing girl size, that's right. Now what I want to do is make sure that it should all be lined up if you cut them double, but if you had to cut them one at a time, go ahead and line them up and fold them exactly in half so that you can match up all of your corners the best that you can, so you get the exact middle. Take your pattern and you can fold it over. I'm going to fold it over both of them. And just slip my shears right in between, and I'm going to cut all the way up to this line, or right here. Look at my pants. So last time when I did my top for the elastic, I sewed this all down first, but this time I'm going to try to put the elastic in first and then sew this down so that I don't have to mess with the crochet hook and trying to pull it through. So I'm going to try that a little bit different this time. This is actually a lot more elastic than you really are going to need for the pants, but because I don't like to have to mess around with it, pulling it through with a crochet hook and threading it. I'm just going to use extra and then trim the excess off later. So I just folded over about a 1/2 inch and pinned through the elastic to make sure that the elastic doesn't go anywhere. I'm going to do the same thing on this. Just putting it right in the center, right where the waistband is going to go. Folding this over and being sure to pin through the elastic. Hope you can see me. Let's turn this way. There it is. Perfect. Now I'm going to carefully sew these and be careful not to sew it through the elastic. So now it should look like this. So the next thing that I want to do is I want to take out the pins and just sew the elastic in place right in the center so I can take the pins out. Okay, so that's finished on both, and now I'm just going to do a hem all along these pants, but I'm not going to do it on the waistband. I'm going to start below the waistband. So when you're done with both sides, then you're ready for the next step, which is to start sewing them together. So here's the good side, so which will be the front and back. And you would just want to put both of the good sides together. So after you get everything together, go ahead and pin it. Make sure everything is lined up so that hopefully you did a good job cutting and measuring so that it's all the same length. Alright, and next we're going to sew the legs and the middle. So now you can see that the pants are pretty much made, except they're inside out. To do the waist, what I do is I do these, you know, this side front, pull it together so that the stretch is the right amount of stretch to fit the doll's waist, and then also stretch wide enough for her hips to get out. And I like to make it extra wide because some dolls, well, all dolls have a different shape, and some dolls are quite big. So I know this doll is a little bit more narrow than some of our other dolls, but this feels like it's about right. So I'm only going to do one side at a time. So over here, I'm going to hold this in place so I can sew this. When you have 1/4 of it done, it'll stretch like, you know, like this by itself. So you can go ahead and cut off all of this extra off the end, because that end is done, and we're gonna finish this up and sew these together here after we do the other ones. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the other ones. This is what your waist will look like when you sew the whole thing, or, you know, all 4 of the elastics. So now the last step is to sew this together right here. That is what the pants look like when they're pretty much all done. Here's the finished pants.
Finished pants.
Now we just have to put a doll in them.
Dolly. Yay. Baby rat. Rabbit.
And there she is. There's the pants. You could even take them in a little bit up top if you wanted to, or make the legs even a little bit more narrow. With a stretchy fabric like this, you could really go tight. It does make it a little bit harder to put it on.